All right, let's dive into one of William Blake's most famous poems, The Lamb. Now, at first glance, it feels really simple, right? Almost like a nursery rhyme. But trust me, there are some incredible layers of meaning packed into just a few short lines.
So the whole poem really just spins out from this one simple, almost childlike question. The speaker is literally asking the lamb, hey, do you know who made you? And our job today is to kind of discover that answer right alongside them. Okay, so this first part really sets the stage for everything. And it's important to get this. This isn't just some kid asking a question. It's actually a super profound inquiry into the very nature of creation. And it's all coming from this perspective of just pure, unfiltered innocence.
You see how the poem opens? It's talking directly to the lamb. There's a fancy literary term for that. It's called an apostrophe. But what it really means is that the speaker is treating this animal not just as, a sheep, but as a being that could actually hold the answer to a huge cosmic mystery.
So before we get the big reveal, before the speaker even tries to answer their own question, they take a step back and just paint this amazing picture of the world that the lamb lives in.
You can just picture it, can't you? This sets a totally idyllic, pastoral scene. We're out in a countryside, a world of freedom and just pure natural beauty. It's the complete opposite of the loud, dirty city. And just listen to the language here, clothing of delight. I mean, wow. This tells us that the Creator isn't some far-off, detached being. No, this is a loving provider, someone who gives the lamb everything it needs, not just to survive, but to actually be joyful. And it gets even better. This creates this sense of perfect harmony. The lamb's happy little bleating doesn't just happen. It literally makes the valleys themselves rejoice. It's like the joy of this one little creature echoes out and makes all of nature happy too.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, this perfect, beautiful world is being laid out as direct proof of a kind and loving Creator. Every single detail, from the stream to the lamb's woolly coat, is pointing to a single idea, that creation itself comes from a place of pure goodness. Okay, now let's get into the second stanza, because this is where everything starts to build. The speaker promises to tell us who the Creator is, and boom, this is where the deeper religious and symbolic meaning of the whole poem really clicks into place.
So you have to ask, is Blake really just talking about a fluffy little animal here? The answer is a definite no. The speaker gives us the answer, and it all comes down to one of the most powerful symbols in Christianity.
And there it is. That's the big reveal, the absolute core of the poem. The Creator is called by the same name as the creation. This one line forges an unbreakable link between this tiny, gentle creature and the divine Creator of everything. So what is this all about? Well, this is the poem's central illusion. The Creator is Jesus, who is known as the Lamb of God, and he embodies those exact same qualities, gentleness, meekness, mildness, as the little lamb in the field. The key idea here is that the Creator is just like his creation.
But hold on, Blake doesn't stop there. He takes this connection and pushes it one pretty radical step further. He's not just linking the lamb to God. He's about to create a chain that unites, well, basically everything.
I mean, just think about how powerful this moment is. Blake draws this straight, unbroken line connecting three things: the divine, that's Jesus, humanity, represented by the child speaking, and the natural world, represented by the lamb. It's a perfect triangle of connection.
And what this all leads to is Blake's ultimate point. The Creator isn't separate from creation. They're all just different expressions of the same divine being. The lamb, the child, Jesus, they're all unified. They are all, as the poem says, called by his name. So you might be asking, okay, that's cool, but why does any of this matter? What's the bigger picture here? Well, to really get the full power of this poem, we have to look at the world Blake was living in and how this fits into his other work. You got to remember, Blake was writing during the Industrial Revolution. This was a time of huge, chaotic change, and he saw the perfect, unified, natural world of the Lamb as the total opposite, a direct challenge to the broken, lonely world of the new industrial city, a place full of rigid rules and a lot of suffering.
And The Lamb is actually one of the most important poems in his collection called Songs of Innocence. The whole point of this collection was to argue that a child's point of view isn't naive or silly. For William Blake, it was actually a higher, more enlightened way of seeing the world.
And really, this is the key. The whole point for Blake is that children just get it. They instinctively understand this divine unity that connects everything. It's a connection that adults who've been corrupted by the harsh world of experience have completely forgotten. So for him, innocence is actually a powerful form of wisdom. And that, right there, is the big question that Blake leaves us with. It's not just a question, it's a challenge. He's asking us to look past all the complexity and the cynicism of our adult lives and see if we can find that original, childlike sense of wonder, that feeling of divine connection in our own world. A pretty powerful thought to end on, isn't it?